This week I'm going to share with you everything that's in my car, camping, kitchen, pantry when I'm full-time traveling on the road. I'm visiting some friends right now, taking the opportunity to pull everything out of my vehicle to see what I need, what I don't need, what's missing, get it reorganized. And before I did that, I thought, you know what? I'm going to take you along and show you what I'm doing. I will start by saying that I probably have a lot less than maybe some of you who are watching this travel with if you're traveling out of your van or your vehicle. I tend to lean towards minimalism. I want to have as little as possible. I have 2 designated boxes. They're made by Front Runner. I'll show them to you. They're the wolf pack boxes. And my boundary is if it doesn't fit in there, I don't need it. I need to get rid of it. I like having as little as possible. So you're going to see that, but you're also going to see that right now it's a little disorganized. I've also been thinking there's some things in there that I don't need. So I'm going to go through that process. I'm also going to pull everything out one by one, show you what I have, why I travel with it, whether it's a spice or a condiment. And then at the end, I'm going to kind of put it all back together and hopefully it'll be organized when I'm all done. So, all right, let's show you what I have right now. So here's what we're working with right now. I pulled the box out of my vehicle. You can see my car's outside, but I brought it in on the kitchen counter. I have a few things I want to make fit in the box, and then there'll be some things I'm going to take out. But these are if you're wondering what I roll with, I have 2 of these. It's the Front Runner Wolf Pack. But I really like this because when it's all buckled together, you can use it as another seat. You can sit on it. You can stand on it. It can take a lot of weight, and the 2 of them stack really well together. There's a few items in here that I'm not really sure I want to have in the pantry space anymore. Things like OxyClean, laundry related stuff, leather conditioner. I don't use them that often. They take up space where I could actually have food items. So I might try to figure out a different system today where I get those out and then I can fit more of these items inside of here. So that's what we're going to be working on today. I'm going to put these 2 skincare together into one bottle because I kind of use them for the same thing. I'm going to combine them and then I'm going to put them in my toiletries bag. Cutting board oil, I'm on the fence. That might actually stay in there because I don't want it to spill in the car, and that's something that I use pretty regularly. This I'm just sadly going to get rid of and wash out the jar. This is a conditioner that I bought and I don't really like and I don't really use, so I don't need it in here anymore. And if you're just putting together a car camping pantry for the first time or you're wanting to change yours a little bit, I'm going to put everything I have in here on a list with a few extra recipes as well of some basic foods that I make on the road that are really healthy, whole foods based. Lots of times they're high protein, but if you're a vegetarian or vegan, just switch out, animal-based protein for plant-based protein. So I'm going to put all those into a guide and I'm going to link those in the video description here. I like to keep recipes really simple, but I also like them to be really delicious and beautiful in presentation, but also tasting amazing and fueling me for adventure. Few things that I always love to keep in my pantry are things to flavor the food that I'm making, so that even if sometimes I only have some rice in the car, I could just add a few amazing, delicious flavors to it and it would be incredible. So I always roll with nutritional yeast. That's really high in B vitamins. And then I roll with liquid aminos, kind of similar to soy sauce, but I'm gluten-free. So I love to have this in my pantry also. Hot sauce. I love Yellowbird. This one's my favorite. And I like it because it doesn't have a lot of sugar in it. I think it has dates, or maybe this one has agave. I think they switched out the dates for the agave. Have either honey or maple syrup. I kind of go back and forth. I probably, once this runs out, I'm going to switch out and do maple syrup. Travel with goji berries or some sort of dried fruit. Sometimes it's dried blueberries or dried cherries. Lately, I've just been in a dried goji berry kick. I love to do dried goji berries with either honey or maple syrup and apples and walnuts over some oatmeal and some ghee, some coconut milk. Goji berries are really delicious and really high in, is it vitamin C? I travel with either butter or ghee. I think I actually have both in here right now. Yeah, here's the butter. A few cooking oils in here, which is one of the things I also want to do is kind of scale back down to just traveling with maybe 2 different cooking oils, because I also have coconut oil. And I use coconut oil for so many things, even for my lips and for shaving. I definitely want to keep rolling with coconut oil. So probably going forward, once the butter runs out, I'm probably just going to have in the pantry the ghee and the coconut oil. And maybe what I'll do even this time is just combine the butter with the ghee into the same jar. Castor oil, I use that for a variety of things. You can rub it on your belly button. It helps with digestion. I'm not a doctor, so these aren't really recommendations. I'm just telling you what I use. It's also good for under the eye circles. And then it also is just good to take castor oil to keep your immune system up and healthy. If you know more about castor oil than me, drop it in the comments. Variety of nuts in here. I might also combine these into one jar. I always like to have almonds, walnuts. Sometimes I have pecans. Add it to oatmeal, add it to rices. It's great for just a random snack. Here's another oil. I have an olive oil in here. I think I got this because I was using it to oil my cutting board. I wasn't happy with what it was doing, so that's why I ended up getting the cutting cutting board oil. Also, if you see it hardens, because it was in the car and it was frozen, and then I can't even get it out in the winter. Probably won't get any more olive oil going forward. I always stock cacao. This is not the brand that I usually buy, although I do love Lindsay's product, but I actually usually get it from Aura Cacao online. I'll put a link in the description of the video below. Cacao is something that I've just started putting more and more into my life lately. I use it. I've really cut back on drinking coffee, and instead I've replaced that with drinking cacao in the morning. It doesn't have the same spikes, and when it's 100% pure cacao, it also has a lot of nutrient value. Definitely just a superfood. So I'll drink a cup of cacao in a ceremonial way with meditations or yoga, but it's also really amazing just to add to foods as well, oatmeal, or to add to other things, maybe smoothies that you're having. I've definitely had teachers tell me that it boosts joy or vitality, energy by having it in your life. I don't know if that's true or not, but I definitely have been feeling really joyful lately. So maybe. Another one of my staples, cacao. I will probably continue to keep the fuel for my cook stove in here. I like to keep it upright. I know some people just let them roll around in the back of their vehicle. So it'll either be in here or it might end up being in my bin with the pots and pans. I always keep teas in here. This is some chamomile tea made in my garden. Smells amazing. Coconut milk powder. I find so many uses for this. I sometimes add this to the cacao in the morning, but usually I'm more likely to add ghee or coconut oil. This is also great to add to oatmeal. Apple cider vinegar, another one of those amazing Bragg's products. So good for boosting immune system, and also just drinking with lemon and honey in the morning and some hot water to get the digestive system going. So another staple. This is something that I want to see if I can make it fit this time. I've been using white vinegar instead of soap as much to clean off dishes. I'm gonna see if it's too tall though for this container. Let's see. Oh, see, it's gonna be too tall. I'm gonna need to put it into something else. Maybe when I combine these nuts into one jar, I can make one of the jars for white vinegar. These are two more kitchen pantry staples, but they don't really ever live in here. Sometimes I will have the aluminum foil live right at the top, but it doesn't always make it. Another staple is miso soup or veggie broth or a chicken broth, some sort of a bouillon. If I'm either low on food or I get back to the car after I've been having an adventure, it's really nice to have something warm to just drink. So all I have to do is add hot water and add one of these items to the hot water. It helps me feel nourished and warmed up quickly, maybe while I'm preparing other food. Usually I always have garlic. This garlic obviously has seen better days. I need to replace it, but that's definitely a staple. Garlic and ginger boost my clarity and my focus and my creativity with mushrooms. Not a doctor, so I'm not recommending them, but I'm just sharing with you this is something that's part of my, maybe not daily routine, but maybe I'll do it 4 days on, 3 days off, something like that. These are capsules from Golden Rule. They're Colorado-based women-owned small business. I will have a link for that in the description as well. Just put it in some hot water with lemon in the morning. Every blend's a little bit different. Everyone experiences things differently. Definitely a staple in my pantry. Now I'm going to take you through the spices that are in here. Container inside that box. I love this. I travel with salt. I love Himalayan salt or Celtic salt. For fasting, especially I love the pink salt. This is just a little mini grinder, and then backup pepper for when this runs out. I feel like this never runs out, so I probably don't need this much as a backup in here. But tahine, so delicious. Still remember the first time I was visiting Mexico. It was the first time I was in Mexico, but the first time that when I was in Mexico, someone in the market was preparing pineapple, I think, with lime and tahine on it, and they served it to me, and I was like, where has this been all of my life? Tell me if you have loved tahine as much as I do. Always roll with tahine. It's a peppery flavor, but also sweet. It's so good. It's probably more sugar in it than I even want to know, but I don't have it that often, so it's okay. Sesame seeds, I love adding black or regular, especially black sesame seeds to noodles or rice. Turmeric, I feel like I haven't been using this as much, but I would like to be using it more. It's so good for inflammation, so I probably just need to remember that I have it. Love cardamom. I usually have cinnamon in here. That's probably why I'm out of it, because I love cinnamon so much. Need to get more of that. And then cayenne. I love adding cayenne to noodles, to cacao, to chai. Those are the main spices I have. I do have a few stevia packets, although I might get rid of these. I really don't ever use them, but I picked them up somewhere for free. Well, that's in here is I always have electrolytes. I have a ton of them right now because they just came in. There's the boxes they come in, but that takes up too much space. So I'll put them all into these bags. LMNT, it's linked also in the video description. So I do get a little kickback if you use my link, but it doesn't cost you anymore. And sometimes you get a gift. Like I think if you order LMNT with my link, you get free pack of 10. I bought these way before I had an affiliate link. I've been buying these forever. Awesome, no sugar. Again, good for fasting. Amazing for backpacking, backcountry snowboarding, just daily hydration. That is everything that lives in there. So now what's left is for me to put it all back together and organize it. So I will show you the finished product when I'm done. I forgot to mention, I do have an apron, which may seem silly, but I like to put an apron on over my coats so my coats don't get stained when I'm cooking as the back of my car. All right, well, there you have it. You can see I got everything to fit in there really nicely. I decided not to put this in there. I'm gonna put it next to the bin, still upright. Let's see if the top fits on there. Yes. So good. I want to say thank you for helping me with that process. I actually think it went a lot faster and a lot more clearly because I talked through out loud to y'all what I wanted to do with what was in there and what needed to be done. Interestingly enough, I thought it would take me longer because I was filming it, but I actually think it went more smoothly and I feel really good about it because I talked through it out loud. So thanks for helping me with my project. I appreciate you. So yeah, all the pantry essentials are in there. You're probably thinking, well, where's the food? Like, where's the oatmeal or the rice or the tuna or the salmon or whatever the other foods are, the fruits and the vegetables. I do have a cooler in my vehicle that I don't use as a cooler. I don't ice it. It's more of a storage container. I showed that in that how I cook inside my car video if you want to check it out. I use it more as an anti-freeze container in the winter, and then I put it down low in my car in the summer. And that's where I put my food. That's where I put fruits or vegetables or just most of all my food. I do occasionally have like a fabric bag from the grocery store that has a little extra food in it. But primarily I try to make it all fit in this container in the wolf pack as well as in my Yeti cooler. If you have any questions, anything I didn't mention, drop in the comments and ask me. I'm gonna put together a list of everything that's in my pantry, then a few recipes for y'all with things I love to make, just real basic, easy, simple stuff. It's really healthy, high protein, really energizing, clean food. I use some of these pantry staples for, so I'm gonna put that in the Road Life Recipes Guide. And if you like solo adventures, this beautiful planet, as well as your inner world and getting to know yourself, please tap subscribe. I post a video every week. Have a beautiful day, and remember to always watch the sunrise.
Don't give up, just hold on tight. It'll